Sujood As-Sahw is done in two ways, right? Done in two ways. Now, we're going to explain to you the first way and the second way. The first way is after the Salam, and the second way is before the Salam, as the scholars, Rahimahullah ta'ala, they say. So now, can you do the first scenario, after the Salam? So he's going to do Sujood As-Sahw after Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, I hope each and every one of you are doing well. As we've mentioned in Let the Sunnah Go Forth, that we're going to be doing a YouTube video on this issue in and of itself of Sujood As-Sahw. What is Sujood As-Sahw, if you might ask? Sujood As-Sahw is forgetfulness in the prayer. So again, you need to do two sujood either after the salam or before the salam. And you might ask, when are we going to do all this stuff? Inshallah, we're going to talk about it. Brothers and sisters, there are three cases where Sujood As-Sahw actually happens. All right, it's called prostration of forgetfulness. Only happens in three cases. First one is if there's a ziyada, if there's an addition to the prayer, then in that case, Sujood As-Sahw is going to happen. Second one is if there is an omission. Omission is a naqs. Inside the prayer, you took something out of the salah, then in that case, Sujood As-Sahw is going to happen. And likewise, thirdly, if you are feeling some sort of doubt whilst you're praying, then in that case, Sujood As-Sahw is going to be necessitated. Okay, so before I continue, I wanted to talk about the 14 pillars that there is in the salah. Again, if any of these pillars are gone, in that case, then Sujood As-Sahw is going to happen. If you take out any of these pillars, or if you add any of these pillars, deliberately, your salah will be gone. We're not talking about anything that's done deliberately, then the salah is going to be gone. But anything that's going to be done out of forgetfulness, then Sujood As-Sahw is going to happen. The first one is standing during obligatory prayers. It is fard upon you to stand in the obligatory prayers if you have the ability to do so. Opening takbir. It's called takbiratul ihram. You have to say Allahu Akbar in that one in and of itself. The third one is recitation of Fatiha. You have to recite Fatiha. 4 is ruku', right? And the brother is going to demonstrate exactly what a ruku' is. Can you just show them what a ruku' is? Ruku' is exactly what I'm talking about. That's called a ruku' in and of itself. All right. Again, number 5 is rising from the ruku'. Okay. So again, you're in the ruku' position and you're going to go up. All right. Number 6 is standing up straight. Standing up straight is a pillar from the pillars of the salah. Number 7 is sujood. Number 8 is rising from the sujood. Number 9 is sitting between the two prostrations. Number 10 is being at ease with all of these pillars. You can't go too fast. You can't rush. You have to have tranquility. Number 11 is the final tashahud. Number 12 is sitting to recite the final tashahud. Number 13 is the two salams, which you saying Salamu alaikum. And number 14 is doing these pillars in the orders that I've mentioned. Okay, so again, you have to do all these pillars in the exact same order that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did it. Okay, so that's called a pillar. Now, brothers and sisters, if you look at it, those are pillars. I'm going to give you 8 wajibat. Please write this down. The first wajibat of the salah is takbir, other than the first takbir. Remember I said to you, takbiratul ihram is a pillar from the pillars, right? Any other takbir is a wajib from the wajibat of the salah. Number 2 is saying Sami Allahu liman hamida. Number 3 is saying Rabbana wa lakal hamd. Number 4 is saying Subhana Rabbil A'la. Number 5 is saying Subhana Rabbil Azim. Number 6 is saying Rabbi Ghfirli. Number 7 is the first tashahud. Number 8 is sitting for the first tashahud. So those are 8 wajibat of salah. The next one is sunnah. There are some things that are sunnah, right? There are 11 sunnahs, and I ask each and every one of you guys to actually go and actually search it up yourself. But I'm going to give you only a few of them, okay? Number 1 is when you say Bismillah before you start the salah, right? Number 2 is saying Ameen after the Imam says Waladdallin, and then he says Ameen. Now, sunnah things, if you forget them, you don't have to bring them back or whatnot. Brothers and sisters, now we've explained to you what Sujood As-Sahw is. We have also explained to you what an addition is. We've also explained to you what an omission is. And we've also explained to you what a doubt is. Now, each and every one of you guys understand this. Okay, perfect. Now, I want to explain to you guys, Sujood As-Sahw is done in two ways, right? Done in two ways. Now, we're going to explain to you the first way and the second way. The first way is after the salam, and the second way is before the salam, as the scholars, Rahimahullah ta'ala, they say. So now, can you do the first scenario, after the salam? So he's going to do Sujood As-Sahw after the Salam. So now he's in this position. Yes, he's doing his tahiyat, right? And then now he's going to do Sujood As-Sahw after the Salam. So again, Salam alaikum, Salam alaikum. He finishes the prayer, right? Now he goes down to do 2 sujood. And then he's going to finish the prayer in and of itself. Right. Okay. Alhamdulilah Rabbil Alameen. And this is done when you add something to the prayer. Number 1. And number 2, when you take a pillar away from the pillars of the salah. Those are the only 2 cases where you can do this type of sujood. Okay, Sujood As-Sahw after the salam, it is called. Okay, now the second case is Sujood As-Sahw before the salam. Okay, before the salam. This is only happens when you omit one of those wajibat that I've mentioned to you. Those 8 wajibat. If you omit any one of them, then in that case, then you have to do Sujood As-Sahw before the salam. So can you explain to them what Sujood As-Sahw before the salam is? Okay. So again, he's in this position, right? Okay, he's doing his tahiyat. He's going to finish, inshallah. Perfect. He's going to do 2 Sujood As-Sahw and then he gives his salam. So the first one was Sujood As-Sahw, Salamu alaikum, Salamu alaikum, and then you do 2 sujood and then you finish the salam. Now he's done. This is called Sujood As-Sahw before the salam. Hope I'm making this clear. Now, I want to give you some scenarios, okay? Some scenarios. As they say, وَبِالْمِثَالِ يَتَضْحُ الْمَقَالِ. Okay, with examples so people understand. Now, we're going to do a real life demonstration on one of them. So you learned all the theory now, right? Okay, now we're going to make this into actual practice. So again, omission is broken down into multiple steps. So we have one, which is omission of a pillar. And this is exactly what we're going to do today, inshallah. Sujood As-Sahw before the salam or after the salam. And then we have omission of a wajibat. Okay, from the 8 wajibat that I mentioned to you. Let's say I take one of them out. From the salah, what should I do and how should I bring it back? We're going to talk about that too in and of itself. Omission of a sunnah in and of itself, that you don't have to do anything. Okay, so inshallah we're going to start with the first one. Addition in and of itself is just one category. Addition, if you add anything to the salah, there's only one way to bring it back, which is Sujood As-Sahw after the salam. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do omission of a pillar in and of itself. One of these 14 pillars that we mentioned, let's say you forget one of them, what should you do? So now, here it is, okay? So he's in his ruku' position at this point in time, okay? And he's going to forget the second sujood in his first rak'ah right now. So watch this, okay? So again, see, right now he only did one, right? He's going to go straight up right now for the second. You're wondering what happened. He just forgot his sujood at this point in time. So brothers and sisters, what happens now is he will continue. He's going to remember it between the 2 sujood. He's going to think to himself, what's going on? Subhanallah, I actually forgot my second sujood. Okay, so at this point he just remembered. You see? And then what happens is, and now you're wondering, shouldn't he sit down? No, he shouldn't sit down. He should continue. Why? Because this is now his first rak'ah. Because why? That's a pillar from the pillars of the salah, right? If it's gone, then there's a way to bring it back. Okay? And now, when he finishes the whole salah, he then has to do Sujood As-Sahw after the salam. So Sujood As-Sahw after the salam, each and every one of you know. I just wanted to redo it in and of itself again so that each and every one of you can know it. Okay? So now at this point in time, he just prayed dhuhr, he's in his 4th rak'ah, he's in tashahud, this is the final tashahud at this point in time. So what is he going to do? He's going to have to give salams like this, right? And then he's going to do 2 sujood at this point in time, and then give salams in and of itself again. Okay? In that case, that was because he has taken out a pillar from the salah, and therefore he has to do Sujood As-Sahw after the salam. Okay? So brothers and sisters, scenario number 2, where a person omits one of the pillars of salah. So he omits, he's going to take out, for example, one of the pillars of the salah, which is one of those 14 pillars. So we're going to show you right now in and of itself. He's praying dhuhr at this point in time. He's in his first rak'ah. He's going to omit one pillar. Okay? He just forgot what? You see that right there? He just forgot his ruku'. So now he has to go back to the first pillar, and then again, he then does his ruku' in and of itself. Okay? And right now, because he did that, he would have to do Sujood As-Sahw after the salam. Brothers and sisters, now inshallah, we're going to show you another one, okay, another scenario, okay? So in this case, you do an omission from one of the wajibat of the salah, okay? And I told you there are 8 wajibat of the salah. The last one was omitting a pillar from the pillars of the salah. There are 14 pillars, right? We talked about that already. And you do that after the salam. This one in and of itself, when you omit one of the wajibat, you take away one of the wajibat of the salah, there are 8 of them, and you do this only before the salam in and of itself. So here, inshallah, the brother is praying maghrib right now at this point in time. He's going to omit the first tashahud in and of itself, and see what happens in it, inshallah. So again, here he is. He's going to be doing, this is his first sujood at this point in time in Salatul Maghrib, and it's the second rak'ah at this point in time. He's going to do another sujood here, and watch. He's going to omit instead of him doing tashahud right now, he already stood up, right? And he only remembered that he forgot it at what? Whilst he's standing up at this point in time. So again, right now he's going to complete the prayer, and he's going to show you because he forgot the first tashahud, which is the wajibat of the salah, he's going to do Sujood As-Sahw before the salam in and of itself. So at this point he does his tahyat, right? He's going to do 2 sujood at this point in time. Again, he never said Salamu Alaikum, right? And he never left the salah. So he's going to do it, he's going to complete the salah just like that. And that is a omission from the wajibat of the salah, and that's exactly how it's done. Brothers and sisters, the third thing that we're going to talk about is doubt in and of itself. It happens to each and every one of us that we get doubt within the salah. So now we're going to categorize this into 2. For example, let's say you're praying Salatul Dhuhr, and then it comes to you, maybe am I on my second or my third rak'ah? In your mind, the third rak'ah is more weightier in your mind, and you say, you know what, I have to be on my third rak'ah, and I know I'm on my third rak'ah. So what you do is you complete the salah as if you're in your third rak'ah, and then you do Sujood As-Sahw after the salam. Okay, so again, you do Sujood As-Sahw after the salam in and of itself. That's the first scenario of shak. The second one is, for example, I'm praying Salatul Dhuhr now, and either I'm doubting, am I on my second or my third rak'ah in and of itself? And both of them have the same weight. I'm 50-50 on both of them. So what I do is I go based upon that which I'm certain of. Okay? I go based upon that which I'm certain of, based upon the principle in fiqh that each and every one of you know, al-yaqinu la yazulu bil-shak. Certainty is not removed by doubt. So therefore, in this case, there is a possibility that it could be 2 and 3, right? But you're actually certain you've done 2, and you're actually doubtful of 3. So in that case, you do that which you're certain of, and then you complete the salah, and you do Sujood As-Sahw before the salam in and of itself. Brothers and sisters, that is the next category. The next category of doubt in and of itself is a person, for example, who constantly has doubts in the salah. You know what I mean? And he's known for that thing, or she's known for that thing, to constantly have doubt in the salah. For shaitan is trying to whisper into their salah in order to cause problems in their salah. In that case, for that type of individual, that doubt, he has to dismiss that doubt and not look into that issue in and of itself. So brothers and sisters, those are the categories of Sujood As-Sahw. The first thing we mentioned was addition, which is after the salam that you do Sujood As-Sahw. The second one was omission of 2 types, omission of a pillar, and you do the Sujood As-Sahw after the salam in and of itself, omission of a wajibat, and you do the Sujood As-Sahw before the salam, and the last one is shak, doubt in and of itself. So brothers and sisters, we leave it at that. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to benefit myself and yourself, the knowledge that you've gained, pass it on to other people, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you all and to make you amongst the righteous and to grant you Jannatul Firdaus al-A'la. هذا والله أعلم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.